Am I the asshole? Not wanting to cover my BFS bills? IF, 32 have been with my boyfriend M, 44 for 2 years. A year ago he moved into my apartment mortgaged. His work is freelance and about the same time lost some clients that reduced his income to minimal. For the last 9 months I have been covering all of our shared bills, utilities, food, vitamins, toiletries etc. plus my mortgage. He has to pay child support, so any money he does get goes towards that, which I can't deny. But I'm starting to feel like I am being taken advantage of. He is trying to win new business but hasn't had any luck. He doesn't want to get a regular job though, so hasn't tried that route. Am I the asshole for finding this a turn off and considering my options whether I want to stay? I haven't brought it up with him recently because when I do we argue. I know he's trying but I feel like I'm carrying all of our life burdens. He is very supportive otherwise and we have a good relationship, very loving and fun etc. In case you're wondering, I don't have children of my own and very much do want to start a family. Hard to imagine that happening right now though. But I'm starting to feel like I am being taken advantage of. Not the asshole because you are being taken advantage of. 9 months is far too long for this to go on. No one wants a job they don't like. But at this point he needs to swallow his pride and step up until he is able to make the current job work well enough to contribute. You need to make it clear that you are looking for a stable relationship that will lead to a family, and he will need to make massive changes if he is going to be the other half of that relationship. Your boyfriend is a cockaloger, mom. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Do not start a family with this man. He doesn't care enough about you to not be a financial burden. How many years will you support him before you realize he's a mooch? His work plan isn't feasible now and won't improve. He needs a job and a paycheck. Don't waste any more time on him. You don't have a great relationship when it's predicated on you supporting him and he gets angry if you bring it up. Get out now and stop wasting your time on him. Your 44-year-old BF is someone's ex for a reason. At this age, he shouldn't have to sponge off of a woman 12 years younger. It's time to take out the trash. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If his income has dropped, then he needs to have his child support reduced. And he needs to get off his butt and pick up extra work. Wrote I do 75 of the chores. He cooks about 50, which is nice, and cleans the kitchen, but I do everything else. So for the last 9 months you are working, paying all of the shared bills and doing 75 of everything in the house. Yes, you are being taken advantage of. Of course he doesn't want to get a regular job. Why would he want to give up the easy life he has when you're doing it all? You're 44 again. 44-year-old boyfriend has no job, brings in no income, doesn't pay for shared bills, lives in your place rent-free with you paying the mortgage, and acts petulant when you raise the issue of you solely providing for both people. Unless you want to be his adoptive mother with benefits for him, please consider your self-worth and life goals, such as wanting to start a family and find a worthy mate who shares values, lifestyle, goals and can be a partner. Just because someone is fun, sexy, etc. doesn't make them a partner or father material. You are not the asshole. Nobody wants to feel like they are being taken advantage of. His refusal to get a normal job is kind of taking the piss. What would he do if you weren't there? Pretty sure he'd have to get a job then. I think the only way forward is to actually tell him how you feel, but him kind of getting feelings that you could do better than this guy. Hope it all works out. Oh, you're definitely being taken advantage of. There's a reason some men select women considerably younger to fasten on. You're supporting a man who refuses to get a job to support himself. Put him out. He has no potential as a mate. You're not the asshole, you're just a convenient way for him to live and support his child, while you foot all the bills. Not the asshole. This will be your life forever if you stay with him. Not the asshole. By the way, you don't have a boyfriend. You have a walking, talking sponge who acts like he's 12. Hate to ask, But do you know for a fact that he lost clients, or did he just start working less the moment he saw the opportunity for you to cover his bills? I try to be an optimist, but it's happened to me before, so now that's what my gut tells me. I'd say not the asshole regardless, but I'd be very wary in your situation that his loss of clients or inability to get new clients or look for other work isn't just a farce because you're picking up the slack. Not the asshole, you are being taken advantage of and he is not trying. Boot him now. Not the asshole. This guy isn't capable of taking responsibility for himself. You can't build a future with him. If you stay with him another 20 years, that would be 20 years you would have supported him and then he'd want you to support him through his retirement. This isn't working out. Break up. Give him notice to vacate your home. Stop paying his bills. Stop feeding him. Let him go mooch off someone else. Not the asshole. First of all, he claims that he lost his clients and is trying to find new ones, but there's no way for you to know that's actually the case. For all you know, the projects were scheduled to be over then, anyway, or he could have cancelled them. You don't know, but the timing is very suspicious. Secondly, if he can't get enough business to pay his basic bills, then his business model is unfeasible and he needs to drop it and find another way to make a living. Not the asshole and he's a burden. He needs to start contributing or he needs to GTFO. On top of that, paying child maintenance to another woman. Run. Not the asshole. You're being too patient with a grown-ass boy. Any man would want a woman like you, that's the problem. Some men will take advantage and some will get off their ass and get a job, figure life out, because the truth of the matter is if you weren't supporting him, he would be homeless, or he would do what he has to do. Point blank period. Sounds a lot like he has a hobby and not a job career. I heard McDonald's is hiring at $15 an hour. Time to start and he can do his hobbies when he gets home. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If you weren't bailing him out, he'd have to get a regular job. It's easy to rest on your laurels while someone else is footing the bills. Yes, you're being taken advantage of. Not the asshole, he is leeching off you. And living a fine lazy life. He needs to grow up, get a full-time job and start to contribute. I know he's trying. No, he's not. Getting a job would be trying. Not the asshole. This guy can't even pay his expenses, let alone save for retirement. It's time to end this relationship and move on. Not the asshole for not wanting to cover his bills. YTA for staying with this deadbeat. Not the asshole and run for the hills. Not the asshole, you're paying his child support effectively. I am being taken advantage of. Ftfee. Not the asshole. Time to move on. He is taking advantage of you. Whoa. If he were your husband, and that was the agreement, it might be different. If you want to have kids, then you need to move on. It will be very difficult to work full-time, have babies and be the sole support of your BF. Not the asshole at all, but be aware that if you decide he needs to go and he refuses to leave, you are almost certainly going to have to evict him in court if you're in the US anyway, which could get really messy. You two need to separate. ESH. Him because he's a user. You because you're acting like a doormat. But I'm starting to feel like I am being taken advantage of. Yeah, think? Not the asshole. He sounds like a mooch. Do not have kids with this guy. He already has one he can't afford. He will drain you dry. Not the asshole. He is too old to not be contributing. You buy this man's vitamins, for Christ's sake, find someone who is more on your level. Speaking as someone who had a BF move-in that was trying to freelance and I paid for everything, this does not bode well for you. Get out while you can. Don't waste 10 years like I did getting taken advantage of financially. I even married him, which was a huge mistake. Went into debt to pay for everything. Not the asshole when he isn't willing to pay his part.